ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this is Roy Potter. Let me make sure I've got a reading here, just in case. Hopefully the sound is okay. You know, I always got to check that, right? I don't want it to go over too high. Okay, the reason why I'm coming on is a couple of things have happened today. Of course, we still don't have the OIG report, as I said. That's postponed supposedly until next week or whenever. But there are a couple of things today that I'm really worried about. You can tell from the title of this that the military is now dividing up for and against Trump. I think it's always been that way, but it's becoming more and more obvious. You know, we've had the problems with General Kelly, and we had the General Hayden, who, you know, was part of the NSA, General Clapper, James Clapper, who was, I think he was an Air Force officer, obviously against Trump. Petraeus, don't think he's for Trump either. He's often talked about the North American Union and is very much in with the New World Order things. But about 6 months ago, or it may have been longer, as I mentioned in the last live stream, Admiral McRaven came out against Trump in a very bad way while he was still on active duty. And I brought that up at the time of how dangerous that was. If I had done it, they'd throw me in the confinement facility, probably Fort Leavenworth, but he gets away with it, just about open insubordination and sedition. And now he's gone to that level where he says that Trump is a danger to the republic, which all these people are really saying is that what we did by voting Trump in was we put a stomp and a stop, or we're trying to put a stop on their seizure of power. That's all this is. So at any rate, you have Admiral McRaven, as we've talked about the last few days. Well, now, and I saw this coming a long time ago, not just Bolton's going behind the scenes, and he's not military, even though he was the national security advisor, and of course he had been the ambassador at the UN and all that under Bush. But look what's happening now. You've got General Mattis, and I didn't like Mattis from the beginning. If you guys will remember when I was talking about him, I was very leery about Mattis. And now here we go. He's saying basically the same thing that General McRaven's saying. Why am I bringing these things up? I've told you I do not trust the flag officers in the military. You know, the Marine Corps, I don't know about. You know, it's probably the same way there, pretty much. But at least in the other services, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Army, not so much the Coast Guard, we've got a problem in the upper brass. Just as bad a problem as we do in the intelligence community generally. And I'm really worried because with Trump looking weak like he has, and again, I know he's doing a great job exposing him. You know, the scriptures talk about all things shall be revealed. You know, that which was secret shall be shouted from the housetops. Yes, I agree he's doing that. But it just appears to me that he didn't gather his forces around him. And I hear a month ago I said Trump better start marshaling his forces. That doesn't mean marshal out, means gathering them together. I see a major division happening in the military now, and they're openly talking about throwing Trump out of office. Do you realize how serious this is? Even as a retired officer, you are subject to the Uniform Code of Military Justice. You can't go around saying those types of things that McRaven and Mattis has. Who's going to prosecute them? Who's going to arrest them? They call it apprehension in the military. But at any rate, the point is that this is very serious, ladies and gentlemen. I told you I've been worrying about this for a long time, that Trump's inaction and his lack of definitive decisions would result in them perceiving blood in the water and a weakness and go after him and everybody else. The leftist Marxists have really got a strong hold here. And there has to be some really, really tough actions to turn this around if it's going to be possible at all. I just had to come on and warn you how serious I view this. And I don't know if you do or not, but if you don't, you better start. Because if these guys in control, and the women, you know how I feel about that, if these people in control of the military take actions to prevent Trump from using the military to secure his presidency, not to take over the country, but just to secure his presidency and the rule of law and the Constitution, we're going to have a freaking battle on ours. And I've predicted for a long time there's been a battle, a war in the government. And there have been shots fired in this, okay, over the last few years. But this could go really, really bad, really, really fast. So I had to bring that up today, just a short live stream, just to get, see, I don't even have my background up, no sense in having the halo. I still haven't figured out what's wrong with that. Okay, the other problem that we have, it's not a problem, it's an observation. Tulsi Gabbard has called out Hillary Clinton. Okay, she's called her out. And Hillary Clinton is also saying that anybody that stands against her and the status quo and the deep state and the New World Order, or who supports Trump, or who believes that we shouldn't be in these foreign wars, or any number of other things the leftists don't like, are Russian assets. Hillary's calling Tulsi a Russian asset. Tulsi's showing her courage here. She's showing, I don't care. People say, oh, she's a plant, she's CFR, she's actually a deep stater. No. Okay, you can see what's happening here. She just put herself, in my estimation, she's put herself in a very dangerous position. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing to do. She's showing a lot of courage. I believe that she feels in her heart what this is all about. And yes, I feel like there's some problems in there. I've talked about the abortion thing, the Second Amendment problem, and some other things. But to call out Hillary like this, and then to have Hillary respond and say that the Russians have found someone to run on a third-party ticket in the next election, ladies and gentlemen, keep your powder dry. This is not looking good. Again, I appreciate Trump doing everything he has to expose the evil. As I just quoted in the scriptures, all things shall be revealed. The good, the bad, everything. And it's happening. And I've told you that we have to embrace this division that's going on and make sure we're on the right side. But you see how they're yelling Constitution, and Mattis getting up and talking the horrible things he said about Trump, which is really about us, because he's talking about them that are in control, that they want to be in control of the government. They don't sincerely mean the Constitution or the Republic or even defending the American people. They mean their right to rule is in jeopardy because of Trump. Okay, that's all I wanted to do. I don't really want to take any questions. I can't really see it. The way I've had to deal some things here, I can't really bring my computer up close to where I can deal with that. Just keep all these things in mind, okay? This is not good. McRaven, 6 months, a year ago, whenever he did that, I called it. I knew it was bad. These guys, including Mattis, now believe that they're in a position where they can talk like this because they're going to win. They believe they're going to win. And unless Trump has marshaled forces to be behind him, and I mean serious business type of forces, ladies and gentlemen, this is not looking good. This is going south really fast. I don't care if he beats the impeachment or whatever. These people now are talking about a military coup. Do you understand that? It's not just a legislative coup. It's not just people in the government who are working against the president. We're talking now about military leaders calling for a coup. That's what they're doing. Do you realize where we are? Do you realize where we are? Okay, that's all I got for you. Sorry I can't take any questions. I'm just not set up for it right now. What can we do? Maybe Barr is, I understand today that there are some indictments coming. We've heard that, but this has been going on a long time. We still haven't seen anything in reality on the ground. But supposedly they're there. They're about ready to come out. But you know what? They're not going to sit down there and take this sitting still. If the military is divided up the way I think it is, this is going to be a hell of a fight, and there's going to be shooting on both sides. You've been forewarned, so get ready. I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings all the time, but I just got to call it like I see it. This is unprecedented what's just happened. General MacArthur went in front of Congress, remember, after Truman relieved him, and he talked about, but he didn't attack Truman the way these people are these disgusting examples of generals have attacked Trump. And again, attacking the American people that don't want their tyranny, do not want their authoritarianism, do not want their militarism, do not want them to be leaders that go against the will of the people. And, you know, we're divided. We've got the leftists, they're everywhere. And so, you know, a lot of these military people can say, hey, we're going to go along with them because, you know, that part of society is good. That's what they want. Man, they have the leftists and the politicians have just messed this country up so bad. But like I said, it's a necessary division, so we'll just have to brace it. I'll be back again later. Thanks for coming in. I'll take questions next time I'm on, okay? Thanks a lot. Out here.